Today we're on the way from our amazing base in San Jaun, which you'll see more about as we leave in the next episode, to a place that you must see when you're here on Lake Atitlan, Santiago, known for its shamanistic indigenous culture, weaving, and other handicrafts. Apparently it's chill and low-key. We're going to grab a boat and go see. So something I didn't know is that you first have to go through Panajachel to get to Santiago. So we're doing that now.
Santiago sits on a bay in Lake Atitlan between two volcanoes, San Pedro and Toliman, southeast of the town. It has the largest population of any town in this area at around 45,000 and is saturated with indigenous, colonial, and Civil War history.
And the next boat to Santiago. Santiago? Now the boat's finally full, we get to leave.
They even have their own god, Mashimon, who we will visit later in this video. The majority of the residents are indigenous Maya. It was the capital of the Susihil people in pre-Columbian times, and its name was Chuitinimanit.
In the distance, that's the other side of the San Pedro volcano. If you're wanting to come here by boat, there and back, you gotta make sure you know something. The last boat to Panajachel from Santiago is 4:30. A little earlier, so get here early. Well, we just got offered a Trump bracelet, so that's a decent vibe to start, I suppose. First impression is that there are a lot of touts right off the boat. Carvings, embroidery, beading, chocolate, all of that stuff. Really impressive.
Santiago Atitlan was the site of considerable state-sponsored violence during the country's Civil War. Notably, the assassination of an American priest, Stanley Rother, who defended the Maya against genocide by right-wing death squads in 1981. And 10 years later, the massacre of 14 people and wounding of 21 others when the Guatemalan army opened fire on a crowd of unarmed civilians. The people in the area seem to have retained more of that Mayan tradition through perseverant defense of their traditions. In that same way, the textile handicrafts and other handmade talents are what the area leads with as far as tourist offerings go.
And of course, the town center is always somewhere right behind or along the market, so no exception here either. It's a different vibe here, in a good way. People seem very serious and very Mayan. We're looking at Parqueo Centro in Santiago. Beautiful traditional clothing everywhere. Lots of Western wear, cowboy hats, woven hats, all the traditional stuff. Really, really cool. One of the things we bought because we misunderstood what it was, I think, are these toasted beans. And when I pop one in my mouth, they're hard. They taste good, but it strikes me, am I supposed to be eating them like this? Next up, we're on the way to the famous church.
The church was built in the 1500s, but the steps to go inside are more than 1,000 years old and once led to a Mayan temple that was destroyed to make way for Christianity. I learned that in this area the indigenous people also revere Judas, because in the context of Spaniards killing their own Mayan gods with Jesus, Judas was able to get Jesus killed and therefore, to them, might be as powerful or even more powerful than Jesus himself.
Natalia, what's the matter? Did I make you feel cross?
I like these beans.
Well, next up, it's the famous viewpoint. I don't know if it's famous. It's a viewpoint. Oh, just starting to catch glimpses of Pedro's backside. Have I shown you this volcano enough? Probably the last time you're going to see it. Drink it in. At least until you come here yourself. Another lovely walk through people's very lush gardens, little trails cut into behind people's property. So I guess we've been finding some obscured viewpoints around the signage area, but I feel like I'm not quite there. We couldn't really find what exactly was the big clear view. An amazing view of the volcano. Oh my gosh, this place is very charming and picturesque. We're off to try and see Mashimon, which is this city's unique religion, a deity. The deity moves houses every year, and you go and pay your respects by offering the deity cigarettes, alcohol, money, God's favorite things.
My guess is we found the correct direction to go.
And that's why it's a lot of the medicine men, they come here, they ask for help and to help other people not feeling well. And if someone is sick, they put up the chair here and they take Mashimon's coat and they cover the person not feeling well. And Mashimon has 2 hats. They use one of the hat for a blessing. And then the medicine man, he will light a cigarette. And then why they light the cigarette? Because Mashimon doesn't talk the way we talk, but the blessing comes from the smoke and also connecting with the shaman's prayer, what he's asking for someone's behavior. And they will give him a sip of rum, and they don't make him drunk, but they use that rum what's left over, they use it as medicine, they use it for purification. And after the ceremony, and they spit the liquor in 4 directions to get rid of the pain, to get rid of the disease, to get rid of that bad energy, and that's what they use liquor as for. And then when the people come for the ceremony, and they have to put a donation under the scarf of Mashimon. And that way make sure like they honor the Holy Grandfather. Then this man, young man sitting beside Mashimon, he's the young shaman for Mashimon for this year. People coming in, he takes a lot of bad energy from people or disease. They believe when the people they come in, they come with that kind of bad energy or the disease. We believe like Mashimon, he eats them all. And Jesus has been adopted into Mayan religion, represents corn gods. Because the main food here is corn. We have different color of corn. And also we believe we're made of corn. When the plant grows, represents Jesus' resurrection.
How does one get the training to fill those roles? Like, what is part of the requirement? How is he selected?
The medicine man, sometimes people, they dream and who's going to become part of this brotherhood, and then they just go to their house. If they had a dream, let's go ask if he wants to be the medicine man for this year.
How interesting. And the deity looks cool as fuck, honestly. He's got his cigarette and his scarves and his shirts and his cool coat. So apparently there's no way to get from here by tuk-tuk. It's true, you gotta go from here to Panajachel and then Panajachel back home. Weird. Update. Despite being told a couple times that there wasn't a way to get there, we can get to San Pedro from here. Ow, ow! Well, that might have been our last boat ride in Atitlan for a little while.
Having recently viewed a god, and for vegan everywhere, I'm David.